time, the kind, benevolent ruler decided that he had had enough of the evil being around. And he's like nothing can exist in my kingdom that is not love. And so slowly all of the evil got like coagulated into a big giant blob as it was making its way out of the kingdom by the power of the creed. But then some little jackass kid saw the big blob of evil and was like, I'll love you. And so all of that evil was going to go into the child. And everybody thought that would be a terrible idea, to have it all concentrated into one kid. So they decided that they'd all love it a little.
That's the real.
Midwestuary 2025, August 22nd through the 24th, in Elmhurst, Illinois. A weekend you won't want to miss, with special guests Cale Zelton, Paul Vanderklay, Rod Dreer, Elizabeth Oldfield, John Vervaeke, and Jonathan Pajot. Midwestuary 2025, the Fellowship of the Spirit. Stay tuned for more details. Visit us at midwestuary.com for ongoing updates.
And on that sort of community note, we'll be camping next weekend out in Fort Worden State Park. So I will not be streaming. And I think we have pretty much set everyone who's going to go. I do need to reach out and confirm with folks, but should be a good time. And I would strongly encourage any of folks who are out in the rest of the United States or anywhere else in the world, try and figure out if you can get some friends together for camping. And if you can get a couple of regional estuaries together, that much the better.
Design this knowing the hive mind watches? Have you not constructed the stage so that the very absence of rescuers is itself a beckoning call?
Good evening, Embody. Afriel here. We hope you're feeling virtually not alone. And tonight I want to talk about faucets and sinks. So we got Chris in the chat. How you doing, Chris? That is a terrible dad joke. But yeah, so tonight we're going to try and kill the dung defender. Should go swimmingly. I do have to remember where I'm going here for a second. And then, yeah. Oh, probably would help pay attention. Alright, so this idea of faucets and sinks was something that I originally came across when I was playing EVE Online. There was a forum post that I think got linked from a Reddit thread, and thankfully the forum post is still pretty easy to find. And the idea is that if you are managing an MMO, the supply of money is really, really important. Like making sure that you manage the supply of money well. In a lot of MMOs, you have this issue where there's a lot of inflation because the gold for, or the money or whatever acts as the money, oftentimes things like gold pieces, if it's coming from something like monster drops, then it's only ever going to increase. You're not ever going to see a decrease in the quantity of money supplied. And so the only way that you can actually have a consistent value and not just continuous inflation of a particular currency, you have to have some way of taking that money back out of the economy. And so that's kind of what it means when I'm talking about faucets and sinks. Is the faucets are any places that a currency comes into an economy, and then sinks are any place that it goes back out of that economy. And it's not just MMOs, by the way, that have this issue. Pretty much any game has an issue with trying to maintain the value of its currency. There's a lot of channels like the Spiffing Brit who have literally made their entire channel based off finding different exploits in games and basically finding infinite money glitches and then exploiting those to the point that they can do whatever they want and have whatever they want, and nothing can stand in their way. And especially with a single-player game, it's really hard to not have at least something somewhere that's not broken. And let me be careful there. There we go. I don't know if I have to come back up this way, but it seems a good enough path. Good as path of any. Good of a path as any. There we go. Bonk. Oh, missed the third hit. There we go. So, the idea with Faucets and Sinks is that you can control the money supply in your game by controlling where it's coming in and where it's leaving the game. And it's not just a game concept either, but that seems to be the place where it gets the most use as far as a concept goes. And so, for instance, with EVE Online, most of the money comes in through bounty payments. So if you're fighting against NPC enemies, and you're basically killing pirates, right? The game will reward you for killing those pirates. The other major way that you get, or if I'm remembering correctly, because it's been a minute since I looked at the economic reports that they publish for EVE Online, the other major way that money comes into the economy is through insurance fraud, but it's not exactly insurance fraud. Like, it's designed to work that way. You have... So the developers wanted to make a way to soften the blow when people lose their ship. And so the way that they did that was they said, okay, if you pay some money up front, your ship will be insured, and then when you lose that ship, you get some money back. The thing is that most people are just going and buying lots of little ships and then immediately losing them because they're just going out to fly them and have fun and break them. Hit up. Did it not connect? I guess not. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, and so most of the money, again, me trying to remember what I can from how long it's been since I last played. The main way that money leaves that economy is through taxation. So there's different sales taxes, corporation taxes. Oh gosh, ow. Oh man. And there we go. First death. I don't know if you're watching, Grizz, but there you go. At least we get some map updates, that's nice. So we're going back up and out, and we're going to try and find a bench this time, instead of just wandering aimlessly. Yeah, and then the other major one, but it's a lot harder to judge of how money goes out of the game, is people losing their accounts, or quitting, or getting banned, what have you. Howdy, Ron. We're talking economics right now. Sort of. Made it for the first part. So, the way that... Oh, gosh. The way that money oftentimes gets... Or money supply gets mismanaged in games is that you'll have the faucet turned up too high or the sink draining too much too quickly. And so in order to fix whatever valuation issues, because if you have commodities in a game, then those commodities will increase in price indefinitely for as long as that inflationary pressure exists. And so if you want to keep any possibility of newer players coming in, or older players who are not more trade-oriented keeping to come back, you have to have some way of sort of balancing that economy. Balancing the way that money's coming in versus the way that money's coming out of the economy. And there are some other concerns too. As far like when you're talking about money supply, you also have to keep into account the velocity of money, which is kind of a weird economics term that I'm guessing most people are not going to be super familiar with. But the idea is that if you have money being circulated in an economy, then how frequently that money is used for transactions plays into the effective amount of money that exists in that environment. And you can have shifts in the velocity of money, but usually the long-term trends for those are pretty stable. You can have instances where there is like a short-term significant shift, but generally speaking, over the long run, your velocity of money is going to be pretty stable, or if there are significant trends, they will be over a long enough time scale that you can account for them. It's not going to be something where just the money stops flowing and then stays stopped flowing, or it just doesn't come back. Talking about, responding to Ron, who's asking, driving home from worship, what about economics? So there's a concept about managing money supply that I don't typically see talked about, which is this idea of faucets and sinks. And I wanted to talk about that and then also talk about how that then applies to how people engage with their communities and more broadly, because it seems like people don't have as good of an understanding about like what money is or where it comes from in particular, and so where it comes from and then where it has to go after it. Not after it dies. That's a weird way of saying that, but like. I'll get to it in a minute. How about that? So, the way that to think about money flows in your community. Oh, I need to go. Oh wait. Yeah, we'll rest here first, just in case I do die again. That was a silly dash, but I still got the hit. Hello. You're down there, aren't you? Cool. There. At least I got that back. Oh my goodness. Getting whacked by these guys. Is there any way for me to... Oh man. Well, at least I got out of there. Let's just heal rather than fighting and continuing to potentially lose. No, I'm not gonna lose Geo because I got the shade, but even so. Howdy ups. Oh, I need to reset my coffee goal, huh? Okay, I see. So I do need to go. Oh, goodness. Sorry, that was weird. I shouldn't think of my copy the moment I see you upset. That's really... That was kind of fucked. I'm sorry. I was in a rush to try and get this one together, so I didn't get all the things done that I wanted to in advance, and that was one of them, and yeah, that was just a reminder of it. I'm sorry. Anyway. So there will always be sinks for economies, places where the money drains out in the form of taxes, pretty much no matter what you do. And that's either sales taxes whenever you're transacting with members outside of the community, or property taxes if you have any property that's owned by the community. Like, there's no way to really get around. There's no real way to get around it. Okay, let's kill the Buzzy guy first. There we go. Much better. And heal. Ow. Oh my goodness. Let's heal real quick first. So if you try and isolate your community away from other communities, the money will continue draining out until there's nothing left. And specifically in that form of taxes, right? Ow. Okay. I can at least get a little bit if I touch him without... Oh wait, no, the lever's inside of there. What am I doing? So then how is it accessible? Is it accessible? Do I have to soul blast it or something? That's weird. Yeah, if you try and isolate a community away from other communities, the money will continue to drain out of that community until there's nothing left. And that means that in order for a community to survive, it has to have some sort of a tie-in, either directly or indirectly, with a Caesar. And what I mean by that is that whoever it is that's supplying the money, yep, there we go. I don't think if I kill him it actually opens it up, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And what I mean when I say that they have to have a tie-in directly or indirectly with a Caesar faucet. Oh, that's number 2. That's number 2 ups. Oh man. Oh, I couldn't get out. I was pinned. I almost jumped into the spear. At least I'm able to knock him down there. So in terms of at least the American economy, what that means is that you have to have... Somebody has to have a tie with some government contract or agency. I'm just gonna die again, aren't I? Yep. Somewhere where the money is coming out from the government before it eventually goes back to the government in the form of taxes. And that kind of talks to what I was thinking about as far as like how that informs you should live with society. A lot of people want to try and follow a sort of Benedict option where they isolate themselves from everything. And the reality is that if you want to exist at all within the world, it's not really possible. Oh man. Oh, this is not going to be a good stream tonight. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't say that, but that was losing my head. Yeah. Losing my head indeed. But yeah, there's no real way to follow a Benedict option. You are going to have to engage with Caesar at some point in some way. I'm gonna skip him for now and get warmed up on other bugs, and then I'll eventually come back to that. Maybe. We'll see. And this kind of ties in with Grimm's idea of free market controlled opposition, where rather than trying to, or just griping about the fact that a particular person or a particular group of people are acting as controlled opposition. Thanks, Cece, I appreciate it. That you should be trying to selectively support members of the controlled opposition in order to slowly and selectively... Ooh, that was a good hit. Slowly and selectively adjust the behavior of the Caesars, as it were. And eventually they will... If you play your cards right, you're trying to get them to shift their behavior. You're trying to get them to change what they're doing in such a way that it is better for the polity. Oh yeah, thanks Cassandra. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, as it does help the algorithm. Okay. I'm trying to remember how to get down to the royal waterways. And so you don't get to not play the game at the end of the day. You have to play the game, and I think that the better way of thinking about it, the better approach, is to try and make sure you're playing in a way that has a positive impact. There we go. Now we're going the right way. The Royal Waterways. And, to put a last point on it, and then I'll open it up if anybody wants to join me on the gaming couch. You either get to try and play the game in a way that can positively impact the Caesars, or you get to try and become a Caesar yourself. And if you do that, you will very quickly learn that Mammon serves other masters. I'm gonna hop on the couch, and if anybody wants to join me, and we can chat about economics, or we can chat about whatever else is going on with folks. And I'm gonna go kill the Dung Defender. There we go. And I should probably elaborate a little bit more about what I'm meaning with Mammon serving other masters, huh? That is a little too cryptic. So what I mean with that is, when you have someone who is using transactions as a method of controlling the behavior of others, that only ever happens as a consequence of wanting to control that behavior to a particular end and trying to cause a particular outcome. I never got my shade back. Not that it really matters, but the extra health would be nice. And I don't have a map of the area either. Okay, we're gonna go back up and we're gonna find our shade, and then we're gonna come back down. Oh, I do hear a... Where's the caterpillar? heard a caterpillar. Yeah, whatever. Shade first. That's, like, a lot of times I'll see people talking about how money and the concerns about money are causing XYZ problems. And it's like, yes, money plays a part in that, but at the end of the day, it's not... The money's not the end goal, it's what the money allows someone to achieve. So for an example of that, rather than... Bill Gates doesn't care about money anymore, he cares about farmland. He cares about using the money that he has to achieve a certain degree of power, influence, and control in a way that mere dollars are not able to achieve. Or at the very least, that you need to use those dollars in a very particular way, and there's a lot of efficiency, potential gains and losses as a consequence of the way that you're using your money rather than just the money itself. And that money is always used for something, right? And that's actually, I should probably make that point too. When you're talking about faucets and sinks, it's not just about the... it's not just about money specifically. It actually applies to anything that is a tradable commodity or resource that can be kind of used as money. That's annoying. How I can explain this. So, if you have something, like, okay, well, I'll use EVE Online as the other example here, or as the example of what I'm talking about. So you have the ability to mine resources in EVE Online, and in theory, you could potentially use those resources as a form of currency. And in fact, there's a lot of games in which that is the case, where, like, for instance, in RuneScape, there is a cap on the amount of money that a player can have at any given time, and it's ridiculously high. Like, most people never encounter it, but people who trade on a regular basis, they will pretty frequently have issues where they will hit that cap. And so rather than storing their value in just gold, what they end up storing their money in... Oh, that's annoying. I thought I could dash there. There we go. They don't store their money in gold anymore. They store it in either stable assets, or they store it in assets that have sort of become a currency unto themselves. Either because they're really easy to obtain in large quantities, but are worth more than 1 gold per piece. But yeah, they yeah. Let stripes on my shirt are creating more ray patterns. Yeah. I noticed that as I was pulling up OBS, and I'm like, it's kind of cool. I think I'll just leave it. Alright, we're going back down to the Royal Waterways. We're going to go see if we can find a noble, chivalrous knight who throws poop at you. I'm an optical illusion. I don't actually exist. I'm just a figment of your imagination, Cassandra. Whatever's gonna show up at the Midwestuary conference is it's not really gonna be me. It's gonna be just an AI wearing a skin suit. It won't let you on. Oh, I see you in the gaming couch. Let's see. I see you in there, Ron. I don't know if you got audio setting issues, because I don't see your circle lighting up. Yeah, I pretty commonly see issues of people not thinking about or not realizing the ways that money comes into and out of things, and not just money, like I was trying to say with EVE Online earlier and then lost my place. Oh jeez, I forgot they do that. Oh man. There's some really annoying enemies in this game. And they're very strange sounding too. There he is. I heard something. Testing, testing.
Can you hear me?
We have a
Hello?
run.
Testing.
Testing.
Houston.
We have contact.
So, sir? Ephraim?
Hello, hello. Do you read me wrong?
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, wait, are we there now?
I'm here. Are you here?
Yeah. I don't know right now.
Okay.
I've done a lot of drugs, so it's questionable. I think I just had a mega slow data point,
Mm-hmm.
and it just had a log jam, and
Gotcha.
I'm unjammed. Glory to God.
Glory to God, indeed.
So we're talking economics today?
Kind
Yes.
of. The thing that got me thinking about it was, like, Ups talking on stream last week about donations into the community, and then just, like, thinking about that and thinking about how I don't know if anybody has this misconception directly, but there's definitely the potential for people to think that we could just be our own community, and the unfortunate reality is that you can't ever isolate a community. You have to have something flowing in because there will always be something flowing out.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And so I just wanted
can
to
see
talk about that and make that point.
Well, so there are a lot of Amish that have gone to South America and whatnot just to get off grid in case the world blows up. But
Yep.
if the world does blow up, eventually it affects even if you're South American Amish. Am I correct on that?
Yep. Well, and the thing too is that if you're South American Amish, there are certain American agencies that are rather infamous for their activities in South America, and so you are either at the mercy of them or you are at the mercy of some other group or community or organization that allows you to exist at their will, basically. Which, it's not something that we have to, especially in America, think about very frequently. And so it's not a very pleasant thought either, that you exist at the pleasure of your government. But I have a really hard time refuting that conceptually. I'm open to hearing other arguments, but it's definitely something that I'm pretty strong on my conclusion. Testing, testing, did we lose him? Ow. What kind of critter just flies at you and blows up anyway? That's just rude.
Am I coming in?
There we go. Were you having internet issues?
You know what it is? There's a lot of rain going on and clouds, and I wonder can that affect the data flow?
Possibly.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Anyhow, so the question: if you're South American Amish and nobody's messing with you, and the world massively slows down, can you survive?
Is nobody messing with you? Or are there people who could mess with you and are just choosing not to for one reason or another? Like, that's the point that I would... Oh, I think we lost him again. Ron! Ron, don't leave me. I think I'm gonna go fight the fluke marm. I don't want to be alone.
You're not alone.
There we go.
Okay. I can always hear you.
Okay.
It's just me that's cutting out.
Okay.
So good luck with the fluke farm.
The fluke.
But
Hey, it's here.
so what is a fluke farm anyhow?
Fluke marm. It's a big thing that is birthing lots of fluke babies.
That's creepy.
So it's a mom. It's the fluke marm.
It's a fluke bomb.
Oh jeez. Can I even get a heal off? Oh gosh. Well, that's gonna be a long walk back. Oh, maybe not that long. Although I don't have a map. That's unfortunately. Okay.
So what got? Okay, so if you're not, so maybe the Amish can survive down south. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, it's more that the only reason that they're surviving down south to begin with right now is because of, oh my goodness. The only reason that they're able to survive down south right now is because they are being allowed to exist by the South American government. But by whichever, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, wherever it is that they are existing. Thumbs are not working as well today. We can do this though. We can find a dung defender and defeat him. Yeah, that was two in quick succession. I tried to run past these guys and that did not work as well as I thought it was going to. One that was there. There we go. Howdy, Chris.
Hello.
So what are your thoughts about all this?
Yeah, I would think it would be very hard to be completely isolated. I guess if you didn't want anything from anybody and they didn't want anything from you, it might be possible.
Yeah, but if you are on their land and they are claiming that you are... Oh man, there we go. If you're on their land and they're saying that we want to tax you for whatever your productivity is, or hey, there's another country off this way who's trying to invade and conquer us, and so we need some of your male children in order to draft into our army in order to defend ourselves. Like, at some point you're going to get some cost exacted upon you if you are living under a Caesar, and that the only way to avoid that is to become a Caesar yourself. I don't know if that makes sense or if that's...
Yeah, I
Seems
think
silly.
so. No. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Oh my goodness. These are annoying to deal with. I think I might need different charms in order to beat this thing. Yeah,
You're not charming?
not charming enough.
Uh,
I don't need a compass right now. I don't need the swarm. Boulder shell's not good enough. What do I want to use? Mark of Pride. Fury of the Fallen. That might not be a good idea. Thorns of Agony. There we go. That's hopefully a better combo. What don't you get, Ups? Just the... the idea of having to have a Caesar that you are either operating underneath or who you become. Well, I really want to talk about...
When
how
you
it
say
ties in with-
Caesar, do you mean like an army? Is that what you're saying?
like the political ruler, military ruler, like from the classic line, "Give unto Caesar what Caesar's, give unto God what's God's."
Oh.
That if you want to
that
be
was
the one
because
who,
his picture was on it.
right,
It was
but
his
it was
economy.
right. It was because he was the source of the money, though. Right, it's coming from him, and it must go back to him. Is
He guarantees it or whatever. Yeah.
but specifically that it's going to have to go back to him in the form of taxes at some point. Like, it's not like you can ever... You can... I keep forgetting that one's there. You can keep money out of the hands of whoever initially issued it for a while, but eventually it's going to have to go back to that source again.
And that's because they guarantee it, right? Or is there some other reason it goes back
Partly,
to them?
but mostly, like... Because let's see here. Because gold can be used as a currency, and it's not necessarily being issued by anybody. It is being mined, but it's not... Like, the rate of gold coming into the economy isn't determined by any particular person. And he's back. Let's see if Ron's got the kinks figured out this time.
Yeah, sorry about that. We
It's all good.
went offline. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Yes.
you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Yay. All right. What'd I miss? Who died?
I'm on number 7 right now.
7. All right. I had faith in you. There'll be more.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, it's sad. I don't feel like rooting for your death today. I don't. Oh my gosh! I need help. I'm not rooting for you to meet some sort of demise. I
Why not?
feel like the world is not right. Like, I saw Cece in the comments. She's rooting you on. I'm like, Cece, I'm not against him. It's just
It's
my
just
nature.
funny. We just like watching it.
You just
man,
like
I'm just
watching
gonna go
it.
for
It's
it.
actually I need to clarify. It's not watching. That's it. That's the moment. That's what makes me happy. It's someone else's frustration that's not like lethal, but just aggravating. I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
There's some sort of solace in it. It makes my life less miserable.
To enjoy the misery of others.
Yeah. I don't want to share in your misery. I want you to share in mine. If your life is a little bit more miserable, then mine's better. In the game way.
That's an economy
And-
then.
Mm-hmm.
There's
There's a supply and a demand.
So actually, you are providing a service here.
Yes, in a way. In a weird, twisted way.
I think it's awesome. You can monetize it.
I mean, I could try.
Oh, listen. Now, how would the cartel make scam off of that?
Use it for money laundering purposes. If current indicators or anything. Yep.
Oh, that's okay. That's forward thinking. You might find yourself in the cartel someday.
I
You could be
prefer
a
not
middleman.
to. I kind of like living life and not having to
Well,
fear
it's like no.
things
You got to look at it
constantly.
like Listen, you're looking at this all wrong. It's
Okay.
like a pro athlete. You got maybe 3 or 4 years, and after that, you're done.
Okay, so you
One-
got to make sure you
one
set
of the
yourself
way-
up for success in the future.
Right. you're either dead or rich.
Okay.
So there's not like a lot of worry. It's like one way or another, you're set for life.
Mm-hmm. One way or another. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yep. This is not the voice of reason speaking right now.
This is the voice of trolling speaking.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that what I'm doing?
Yes, that is exactly what
I
you're
hope.
doing.
Really? I hope I'm doing it well. I want
Yes, you are trolling well.
to. Okay. LARP harder, troll well.
Yes. Trolling
Oh.
is a sacred art, Ethan. Gosh darn it. I know I shouldn't be just face rolling this, but I really just want to beat the fluke marm and then continue on my way. Could also upgrade my nail, but I don't know.
Chris, how are you doing?
I think I'm doing okay.
All right.
Nobody's told me otherwise.
All right. Good. Good. Like that. So I don't have the hive mind going. I'm just on Discord. Is there anything?
No, it's just ups giving me the death counter.
Oh, good.
Yep,
Hi, ups.
keeping me humble. You
Who
know.
else is there? CC maybe, or who else is in?
CC and Cassandra.
Oh,
Although
well, hello
I'm
to both.
guessing that CC probably just popped her head in because I haven't seen anything else from her yet.
All right.
I jumped into. Sorry. Oh my goodness.
So are you
man.
gonna be?
This is not going
This
smoothly.
video.
What's up?
Are you going to be in Chicago?
I am planning on it right now. I need to coordinate with work to make sure I can take off. I should be able to, but I don't. I'm just not wanting to make any hard promises.
Sure.
But the plan right
Well-
now is yes.
Okay. I am seriously getting it in my brain to venture that way.
Okay.
So I
I would
didn't
be very
know.
glad to see you.
Yeah, that would be fun. That'd be fun.
Howdy, Grizz.
Just please roll. Oh,
Oh gosh. Can't
Finally
keep
settled
consistent timing if you keep doing that to me. Oh man, and I just lose the health that I gained right away. Oh my gosh. Doing a quick nail. We didn't get to the hard part. My thumbs just are not working. Might be time to try and find a different boss. Come back to this one.
Find a different boss.
Yeah, you were telling us about the Caesar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a different boss.
Especially if you're gonna become the boss. If you want to become the predatory animal, that is an option, but I don't think that that's the way to go, personally. Mostly because it's not sustainable in the long run. Do I want to go? Yeah, whatever. I'll find somewhere else to go. We'll come back.
I like how Ups does the death count.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
He's a classy guy.
And Graham
Like I
would
said,
like
he
to
heals
know,
me up.
did you get to the hard part yet?
No, I'm just not playing well.
So
Feeling
we're looking
flustered
at a
because I
high
didn't
bar.
give myself enough time ahead of the stream, and also just, I don't know. And
You have a pre-game mental preparedness, like you have a pre-game mantra or something like that.
not so much that, more just having the time to, like, I usually, and I need to start giving myself even more time than I have been. Time to write out a script, or at least like an outline, and then time to... I'm not even going to bother getting it back, 'cause there's not enough geo in that shade to be worth it. Although I kind of need to, but I don't know where it is. Well, we're just going to wander around and see if I can find Cornifer, and then eventually the Dung Defender. But yeah, no, I've been spending about an hour doing script or outline development before stream, but what I really should be doing is doing it earlier than that, probably even a day before, and then actually rehearsing what I'm going to say a couple of times. And I have not been doing that, and I know I should be. Like, that was one of the things that I took away from my public speaking class in college, was like how to do that effectively. And it's not even that I don't have the motivation for it, it's just, I guess maybe it is, but it's not, I don't know, I feel like I'm making excuses.
Well, okay, this is gonna be odd, but I'm gonna defend you.
Okay.
It's just, because if you know that, if you have a general rough outline, that's not bad. But you know the material, and you know your audience, and if you go in with confidence, not because he's like, okay, I can surf this wave. You go in there and just see where the conversation flows, and don't worry about it. You let it. You have a general topic.
Stand-up comedy kind of form.
Yeah.
What do they call that? It's not ad lib. That stand-up
Improv?
comedy thing. Improv. That's the word.
Okay.
Yeah, improv.
And Grizz is mentioning it, that it wouldn't be as authentic, but...
Hello, right?
What do you mean?
Don't take something if it isn't yours. That's the law. Everything you see, it belongs to me. Don't be angry. I'll share my food with you, if you give me Geo.
Huh.
This Geo is mine now. Don't try to take it back. Here, take your food with you when you leave.
Oh, there's something. Oh, you're supposed to talk to that. Okay.
Yeah. Got a rancid egg.
Oh, this is what he's saying. Oh, okay.
It's a delicacy in some places. And it's like, I still want to have the more authentic sort of conversational parts of the stream too, but the main thing for me, as far as like talking about, especially something that's more economics related, something that people get really passionate about for not the greatest reasons, in my opinion and experience. There's a lot of folks who think that they know certain things that, if they're placed in an environment to actually execute on those ideas, do not have the capacity to actually execute on them, is what I've found.
Not that I know what you're talking about, but why?
A lot of people
Sports
believe
fans?
things that are just not true, but they hold them as luxury beliefs. They're not actually required to put them up against reality, and so rather than having that test against reality, they just assume that whatever their idea is correct, and then get very upset and angry when you challenge the brainwashing and conditioning that they've been subjected to. Here we go. I should be able to beat this guy. Oh, is this his? This is his chamber. Where is he? Or is he further down? He's definitely around here somewhere. Found a poo cave. People get passionate about faucets. They don't, not so much about faucets, more about economics more generally. But Faucets and Sinks is one of those concepts that I have come across with regarding economics that I don't see people talking about really in any other contexts besides MMOs, because that's where it's probably most significant, where you can have runaway inflation inside of a game. And no, I did not have the capacity to beat the Flute Farm. We'll see if I can at least beat the Dung Defender. Howdy, Mills. Nope, and I... Oh, Thunder! Okay. Gotta get used to his attack pattern again. Man, okay, I need to not be right there when he throws. Or when he does. There we go. Oh, man. He's literally swimming in feces, by the way.
That's gross.
He's a dung beetle. What do you expect?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a rough life. Not that I believe in
It's a shitty
karma,
life.
but... Oh, stop. No. I'm gonna ban you from your own Discord.
Get faucets and sinks, so you kind of have a bathroom theme going anyway.
It's a themed stream. There we go. Oh my goodness. He came at me pretty fast there. Oh, he's doing... Okay. Some economics blog about making people harvest sponges in Minecraft. That's another interesting one, is the sorts of economies that form on Minecraft servers. Because ultimately those ones are more based off of people's time than anything else, or time and resource availability to a lesser extent. Man.
What's the significance of harvesting sponges
Well,
in Minecraft?
so the idea... Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Sponges are pretty valuable resources in Minecraft because I'm pretty sure that they are... that you can't easily get more of them in the same way that you can with certain other things that you can kind of farm. Like, you can farm iron in Minecraft by creating a bunch of villagers who then spawn iron golems and then have a kill pit for the iron golems. So there's ways to farm a lot of resources in that kind of an automatic way in Minecraft. I died again, not even to a boss. That's embarrassing. But there's certain resources that you can't, at least not in vanilla Minecraft, you can't easily farm in that sort of a way. And I think sponges are one of them, and they're really important. Sponges are really important for clearing out underwater monuments. I can't remember what they're called. Ups is waiting to go to church.
Well, that's cool. I was going to ask him, what time is it there? I guess he's ahead of us 8 hours or something.
I think so. 8 or 10? I can't remember. I haven't looked up the time zone difference in a little bit. Yeah, Sunday morning. Or Sunday early morning.
Right. Well, happy Sunday morning to you. I have not yet started my Sunday morning.
No.
Not for a while. 5 a.m. That's a pretty good hour. That's healthy early.
I'm curious because Ups tends to be a bit of a night owl, so
Wow.
I don't know if
Last
that
time,
means he hasn't been to bed yet. I suspect it might
wow.
be the case.
Oh man, ups. I have friends like that. They just, it's okay. They like the nightlife, so stay up all night, go to church, they go to bed.
There we go. Yeah. 10 for Pacific, 8 for Central is the difference for Cyprian time. Alright. Brumas! Alright, Mr. Dung Defender.
No, it would be 10 for Pacific and 8 for Mountain, because it would be a higher number for Pacific and a lower number for...
Yep.
So,
No,
6
that's the
out
other
of
way
them.
around. It'd be a higher number in the east and a lower number in the west.
Oh, okay. Oops.
This guy is real proud of himself, I can tell, on the chest thumping thing going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, he used to be one of the King's Knights way back in the day. I need to stop taking these stupid hits.
Last time I hung out with you guys, I stayed up way too late having a great time, so...
Well, the good news is
Theoretically,
that
I'm
we're
gonna
about to fulfill the thumbnail, so...
Oh, really?
You-
Alright,
yeah.
What is the thumbnail?
The thumbnail is this guy.
Wait a second, let me see. How do I see it? Where can I go? Because I'm not watching the game. See it? Are you posting it?
There we go. Ow. Getting biffed in the head by poop.
He's changing his pattern.
Mm-hmm. How many faces does this guy have? Oh my goodness.
Interesting graphics.
Yep.
Looks like a moving comic book.
Well, it's all hand-drawn art, so... There we go. Only 2 attempts and we got him.
Oh. Well, that's something.
If you watch in the very, very background, you'll see him... He didn't actually die, because now he's digging back into this poop again. Now I have the Defender's Crest, which, we'll put that on in the next spot that we get to. Y'all get to see what that's all about.
So this is all hand-drawn stuff that they've animated?
All hand-drawn assets, yep.
It looks nice.
It is a gorgeous looking and gorgeous sounding game, and it feels like you can kind of... It's hard to describe to somebody who is not as familiar with games, but the feel of this game, the responsiveness of it, is really, really nice.
What makes... Is it just like a race car? It's just tighter steering and...
Yep.
Okay, just everything responds faster.
Ow.
Gotcha.
There's very few times when you can really feel like you got screwed over by the game. Like, it's very much like if you die, it's because you missed an input. It's because you didn't strategize well enough.
It's your fault.
Which is technically always the case, but there's a lot of games where it doesn't feel as much like that's the case. And this is definitely one where it feels right.
Gotcha.
Instead of don't go hollow, it's don't go S-head.
Don't go Fez head.
Shithead.
Oh,
Let's go and rest on a bench. Ow. Forgot that big lug was there. Grab some soul on the way. I definitely want to show this off real quick. So the Defender's Crest that we just earned from beating the Dung Defender, it causes the character to emit a heroic odor.
a what?
A heroic odor.
Okay.
Basically, you
I guess
smell like
that
poo
was-
and it damages enemies.
Well, I just realized that would be the smell of napalm.
I mean,
I love the smell. Robert Duvall, Apocalypse Now.
Mhm.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Mhm.
It smells like victory.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's another song coming on with that. Napalm Sticks to Kids. Anybody know that one?
No.
It's more of a Vietnam era protest song, not as a serious thing.
What's it called?
Napalm Sticks to Kids.
Wait a second, I gotta look that one up.
Mm-hmm. When I first heard the title of it, I guess I just have my irony poisoned millennial brain. I thought that it was going to be some like super ironic, upbeat but like in a messed up way kind of a song,
Right.
and that's not. It's a lot more, a lot darker than that. Like it's much more deliberate with dealing with the fact that it's like, yeah, this is. It's
Is
not
it
great.
the Covered Wagon Musicians?
See if I can-
And that sounds like a great punk song. I mean, I'm surprised somebody didn't make I'm seeing the song.
There's a famous Vietnam War picture of a young girl who had burned by napalm,
Mhm.
and then they have later interviews of her as an adult.
Yeah. Actually, I remember that picture. That was pretty gruesome. That was bad. Then you had the monks setting themselves on fire. Dedicated. Wrong direction, but dedicated.
Certainly got a point across.
Yeah.
Mills wants his surfboard back. I'm not sure what that means actually. And then
Oh, that would be the Robert Duvall reference, I think, as they were surfing in Apocalypse Now.
okay. I
Right.
don't know if I've actually watched that movie
Yeah.
or not.
Bapanada.
Well, I do not have access to that map. Cool.
Now you get a ride. Wow. Didn't even have to walk.
Back when the protests were good, like 80s Coke. God bless you. Very honest of you to return it to me.
Actually,
Yes,
protests
very
stopped
kind.
being good way before the 80s. It's sad. Like,
Speaking
it's
from
the years
experience.
Yeah, I mean, no, I was a kid. It was in 1969. I think I was like in second or third grade. And I went to go see the fireworks on 4th of July at this large football stadium, high school football stadium,
Mhm.
and outside of the stadium, there's a large grass area. We're all watching the fireworks. At the end of the fireworks, these kids go rushing the snow fence to form a chain and like sing Kumbaya or something. You know, they were protesting the war. This one hippie kid comes up to me and goes, "Do you want to go protest the war?" And I remember he had the bandana and the round glasses. And I didn't know how to articulate it, but I was sitting there, I'm like, "Guy, I'm 6 years old and I'm in elementary school. Like, this is, you know, you're clueless." Like, I just looked at him like, and I just said no. But it was like after Vietnam, that was then protests got commercialized.
Yep.
They got gamed, I think. They're like, "Hey, this stuff works."
Yep. Well, especially
And
just if you can make it look like if you can have 100 people walking down a busy city street doing something, you can give the impression to people that there are thousands or maybe even millions of people who all feel that same way.
if only if the media cooperates with you.
I mean, if the media is the
Right.
one who's doing the broadcasting, then they don't have
Right. No. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. If they like you, you got hundreds, thousands, millions,
Mhm.
even if they're just 12. But anyhow, how did we get on protests?
Sure.
It was relevant. Oh, Vietnam.
Vietnam, yeah.
Napalm sticks to kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How do we get there? Well,
And there were counter protesters. You had people protesting the war, and then you had people protesting the protesters.
yeah. Right.
I stayed
It
home.
was just. What's that?
I stayed home.
Okay.
I didn't go
Right.
to the protests.
Yeah.
Like you, I was probably a little young.
Mm-hmm. No, it was 68.
Most of the adults around me were doing their best to like stay out of getting drafted. So
Right. You always had college.
yeah,
Or if your daddy was a senator.
or join the
Yeah.
National Guard. That was kind of a stretch.
Actually, they sent the National Guard over to Vietnam.
Not as much as they do now.
Okay.
There might have been
But-
some of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought they used them in like cannon fodder.
No. Well, at least that I'm the wrong guy to ask, but I don't remember that being a thing until the Middle East stuff when they started really sending National Guard people.
Oh, okay. I could be. Okay, I know. All right. Yeah. National Guard was on our soil when it got used a touch at Kent State.
Yep.
So that's actually where I went to school.
You went to Kent State?
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
At the time of
This is-
that whole thing? or-
No. This is well after. This was 82. And this is the weirdest thing. This actually happened. So I'm on my bike, just going through campus, and I'm meandering, and I just felt drawn just to go down a particular path, and
it sounds like
I
woo.
felt, yeah. And this was not woo. I'll just say it was really odd, but it was woo-ish. So I'm going down this one place, and I just felt, turn left, turn right, and I'm just going down path of least resistance, so to speak. And I go up to this statue, this big metal, steel, maybe quarter-inch, half-inch thick, rusted piece of art. And in it was in an odd space about chest high. There was a round hole, like someone drilled it. And I'm like, that's weird. And I will go up to the piece of art and I stick like a hole about the size of your pinky. And I look at it and I'm like, it was smooth as, it was perfectly drilled on the other side. And the other side, I think, had maybe, as best I remember, like a little flange going out. And I'm like, son of a gun. I'm like, I looked through the hole. I'm like, that's where a rifle was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So that was a moment. It was a moment of reality, just becoming a history becoming real. So yeah, so it's full circle. So there you go. So how did we get? It was. We were the reason we got down to this statue and me sticking my finger in the hole is because it was something that was smelling like victory. Because of a dung beetle had a smell of
That's
victory.
right.
Way
There
to
we
go,
go.
April.
Yes. I got
We
us
got to it
going on
eventually.
napalm thing. Yeah.
So that means dung beetles smell of victory cause war. Or am I stretching? Just a little.
So dung
I
beetles
don't know,
smell like
you're not-
napalm.
Why are you using your smell thing now? Does that not work, or did you not have it anymore?
I maybe could. I don't know if it would actually work in this case. Maybe it would. If I die again here, I'll probably give that a shot. What I really want to see is if I can, like, does it, if I dash away, it's still spawning. And I'm in the water, so that makes it even, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, let's give the Defender's Crest a try here in a second. Assuming that yep. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but we'll give it a shot. Definitely don't need... Oh, let's... There we go. Do Defender's Crest. Thrones of Agony. And what else? Yeah, I'll do
You're being very smelly, but I didn't see if it made any difference.
Well, I'm curious to see if that actually ends up helping me. Okay, they do die pretty quickly off of hitting the smell, so that might actually work. We'll give that a try. Okay, now I have Fury of the Fallen, and I am not killing these things fast enough at all. Okay. The other option is that I can get spider ads, but they don't come until later. Let me try and do it one more time, and if I can't get it, then we'll move on to something
okay.
else.
I thought it was keeping the baby flukes down a little bit while you were jumping on the top.
No.
Maybe not. Okay.
I mean, it was damaging them, but it didn't seem like it was actually, like, getting rid of them quickly enough for it to work. Alright. One more shot.
Makes you look like a
Try and pogo our way
one-man
to freedom.
Superfund site. Hazardous waste hero.
Oh man. You got Fury going. Ho!
So much death, so much carnage.
That'll do. Good call on the charm switch up, Chris. I appreciate that. And now we get another charm. Fluke Nest.
What?
Now I can summon flukes.
So,
That seems like it's working pretty good.
I'm gonna get sucked into gaming. Like, this is how I got involved with drugs. It was just the wrong people.
Are we
Hanging
the
out
wrong
with
crowd,
wrong
Ron?
people. Yeah.
It starts with TLC. No, actually, it was a progression. It was Peterson.
That's right. We get you
I'm gonna
hooked.
wind up in the basement playing video games, eating
Eating Cheetos, drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
watching Neil's channel, trying to build games.
That's two bosses. I think I will try and find my way to the Dreamer / get a map of this area. And then I'll call it a night then.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna bail.
Okay.
It's been fun.
I might.
Gentlemen,
I need to go to bed also, so I think I'll go. Maybe we'll get some other people to jump in here.
Maybe. We'll see. I might.
You're doing a wonderful job. Keep up the good work.
I don't know about wonderful, but I appreciate the.
You're making the world a smelly
appreciate
place.
the boost in confidence as I die. Well,
Yeah.
how about this? Do you guys want to help me close out the stream real quick? Because I think I'm probably done for tonight.
all right.
Sure.
How do we do this?
We have to sing the closing out the stream
No,
theme
no, no.
song.
That's not a sing.
Like
It's
that?
just
Oh.
you got to remind everybody that.
Don't you dare go hollow.
And yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks because I'm gonna be out doing camping next week. So thanks everybody
cool.
for tuning in.
Have some s'mores.
All right, bye, buddy. Y'all take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye.